I hope you wore your tank top because today is Flex Friday over on PrizePicks, meaning your first entry made is a protected play. Now, yesterday did not go so great. I'm going to be honest with you. There was a lot of weird stuff going on in that Los Angeles Lakers Denver Nuggets game. We did hit on a couple of props. Both Joker and AD covered their rebounds pretty easily for us. The rest of it, though, my oh my. Not the way that we were hoping things would go. My name's CJ. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. Guys, I'm back with another 6 picks, all plus EV plays that are projecting favorably for you right here on PrizePicks. So if you're not playing on PrizePicks yet, you should think about getting started because it is Flex Friday, just one of the many reasons and many promotions that PrizePicks runs throughout the week. Today, you make your first Flex entry after 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Eastern Time, which is now. Anytime from now on, you make your first Flex entry, it's a $20 protected play, meaning that if you don't win any money, if you lose your 20, you don't actually lose. In fact, they refund you that $20 the very next day in promo credits. It's a great way for you to risk 20 bucks and win up to $500 if we get 6 out of 6 right for that big 25x payday. So use code Curry, make your first deposit on PrizePicks if you haven't yet. I've left a link down in the description of today's video for those of you who are not currently playing on PrizePicks. Jump on this offer, take advantage of Flex Friday, take advantage of that first time deposit bonus. All right, let's talk about today's 6 picks that I've got in store for you right here on PrizePicks. It's the Boston Celtics and Miami Heat. It's game 2. Last time we did one of these videos, we had a very impressive showing. We went 5-1. 5 correct picks, only 1 pick that ended up missing. It was Malcolm Brogdon at 3.5 rebounds. So we're looking to capitalize on this Flex Friday. Let's try to go for a 6-pick flex play for 25 times our money. Let's start things off here with Jaylen Brown, who's at 27.5 points and assists. We're going to go over to my favorite tool, an absolute game changer, the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. Guys, if you're not using this and you want to take it for a spin, use code Curry, save yourself $5. I've left a link down in the description below. But this tool, the reason it's so vital and important, especially if you're playing on a site like PrizePicks or some of these other ones that are out there, is because it allows you to get on the value for these picks before they get bumped up, bumped down, or completely removed from the PrizePicks board. So that's why this tool is an absolute game changer. So let's take a look at Jaylen Brown here. He's at 27.5 player points plus assists. Obviously, the optimal way to play the over here, as you can see on your screen, 52.4% chance that he goes over. So we're looking for projections of 28 or more points and assists. And we're going to check 3 different projection models here. So we know that the odds are on our side. The lines are in our favor. The math behind this pick checks out. Now let's go see if the projections agree or disagree with the way that this Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer tool is telling us to play this pick, which is the over on Jaylen Brown. First projection we're going to use is provided to us by Fantasy Labs. It's a part of the Action Labs suite. You have to pay for this typically, but you and me, we're friends, so you're getting a sneak preview right quick. 28.2 is the projection on a line of 27.5. That is obviously more than 27.5. You're already seeing some of these sports books like FanDuel and PointsBet list Jaylen Brown's points and assists as high as 28.5, meaning we are getting a discount. We are getting value here on PrizePicks with Brown at just 27.5. So the first projection's looking good for Jaylen Brown. Let's check a second projection. For this one, we're going over to RotoWire. RotoWire's got him at 29 points and assists on a line of 27.5. So again, value. It's all about value. We're finding some good value here with this Jaylen Brown pick. We'll take it to a third and final projection. This one provided by Numberfire. Numberfire.com. You can sign up for a free account, get access to these projections for fantasy score, for single stat player props. They got it all right here on Numberfire.com. So definitely give them a look if you're looking for some projection tools. But we got 24.5 points for Brown plus another 3.4 dimes, bringing him up to 27.9. Let's round that up. Let's call it 28 points and assists. So this is looking like an over or more play over on PrizePicks. So we'll go and we'll click more on that one. That's our first pick. Second pick, Al Horford, 16.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I think a couple days ago when I made one of these videos, I think Al Horford's points and assists line was what we took. Did not end up coming through for us, so maybe we go PRA this time around. 16.5. Let's go take a look at the optimizer and see which way we should be thinking about going here on Al Horford. over or under, more or less. That's the name of the game here on PrizePicks. And it looks like, according to the odds pulled from the sports book, that we're getting about a 52.4% chance that Al Horford's going to go over this line of 16.5 points, rebounds, and assists, all three combined, right? So let's go take a look at some projections here now that we know that the overplay is the optimal way to play this prop. We'll start things off here back at Action Lab, 17.8 on a line of 16.5. Again, 17 or more PRA, and we're in good shape. He's projected for nearly 18 on this first projection model. Second projection for Al Horford, PRA 16.5. The projection, wow, all the way up at 20.07. So that's a whole heck of a lot more than his line of 16.5. I know Al Horford's burned us in the past. He's kind of hard to predict from game to game, right? But it looks good so far. So let's go check a third and final projection on Big Al here and see if he's worth adding to our entry for this Flex Friday 6 pick that we're going for. 7.7 points plus another 7.4 rebounds. And then we need another 3.1 for the assists. Brings us to a grand total of 18.2 PRA, points, rebounds, and assists. So yes, Al Horford checks out for a more play on 16.5 PRA. The next guy we have here is K Love. We're sticking with the points, rebounds, and assists category. Kevin Love, Miami Heat power forward, right? Plays alongside Bam Adebayo, does a little bit of everything. He had a pretty good showing the last time we took a Kevin Love prop, which was his rebounds. They were sitting at 5. He went over 5 boards. Today, we're looking at the PRA, a combination of the points, rebounds, and assists. So let's go back to the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. We'll just simply plug in the word love or the name love, and you'll see that he is a 51.4% chance of going over his line of 12.5 PRA. So it's a little edge, but an edge nonetheless, and we'll take every edge or advantage that we can get our hands on. So the second projection here that we need to go and take a look at is for Kevin Love's PRA, 13.4. Again, the line's just 12.5. So 13.4 on a line of 12.5. Yeah, we should be thinking about taking the over based on this first projection. But one projection's not enough. No, we have to check a couple different projections because I'm thorough like that. Second projection has Kevin Love at 13.3 points, rebounds, and assists. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. That's 2 for 2 on K Love. Let's take it to a third and final projection. Again, this one is number fire. We'll simply punch in 7.3 points plus another 5.3 for the boards and a 1.7. That's his dimes, bringing us to a total of 14.3 points, rebounds, and assists on a line of just 12.5. So why not take a shot on the over with Kevin Love at 12.5 points, rebounds, and assists? So the first 3 picks are in the bank. They're in the book. We got 3 more picks coming. But before we do that, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Hit the subscribe button, ring that bell so that you're alerted anytime I drop a new piece of content, because you know PrizePicks lines be a moving up, down. They also remove picks off the board sometimes. So having a subscription to the channel, very key. Also turning on those notifications, clutch. All right, and hit that like button for me. We went for over 200 likes yesterday. Let's try to run it up to over 200 likes once again. All right, this guy here has been a postseason darling. You've been taking the overs on Malcolm Brogdon, and most days, most nights, he goes over. He delivers. So let's take a look at Malcolm Brogdon today. He's at 18.5 points and rebounds. We're going to go back to the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer and type in Brogdon's name here. When we do that, you can see that his points and rebounds at 18.5. We got about a 51.4% chance that he goes over this number. We need 19 or more points and rebounds when we go check out these projection models. So let's go do that now. Switch categories here, PR, type in Brogdon's name, 21.5 on the first projection. Again, the line's just 18.5. We need 19. The guy's projected for more than 21, so I like what I'm seeing so far on that first projection. Let's check a second projection though. Brogdon, line at 18.5, projection by RotoWire all the way up at 23.2. Yes, sir. Let's keep it rolling. That's looking really sweet. Third and final projection here from Malcolm Brogdon. We got 15.7 points. We combine that with his rebound line, which is at 4.4 today. That brings us to 20.1 points and rebounds combined. So yes, I would say that that is definitely more than 18.5. I like what I'm seeing so far from Malcolm Brogdon. All right, Moving on to the last couple ones here. Normally I stick to just regular single stat player props or combos player props. I don't usually dabble in fantasy score, but this fantasy score option actually looks like a really good one. So for this one, we're gonna go check a couple different models out for Bam Adebayo's fantasy score at 35. It looked like it was a really good deal here. It looked like he was way underweight. 35 fantasy score just did not look like a high enough number based on these projection models that I'm fixing to show you. And remember, if you're going to use projection models for NBA fantasy score, make sure that you're using FanDuel projections when you do, because if you're not, if you're using DraftKings projections, you're just doing it wrong. FanDuel scoring is exactly the same as PrizePicks scoring, in case you didn't know that. So the first projection on Bam Adebayo's fantasy score is a whopping 43.7 fantasy score. And again, the line is just 35. So I like what I'm seeing out of that. That is a difference of over 8 fantasy score. Huge edge, huge advantage for us. 25% edge and advantage to be exact. So let's move it over to Number Fire and check a second projection on Bam Adebayo just to make sure that RotoWire's not completely batch crazy, right? We want to make sure that their projection's just not off the wall. And this projection on Bam, 39.7 on a line of 35 is still 4.7 fantasy score higher than where he's at on PrizePicks today at just 35. So far we got two very big projections on Bam Adebayo to go over 35 fantasy score. And last but not least, we're going to go back to Fantasy Labs and check their projection. And they've got Bam Adebayo all the way up at 41.38 fantasy score. That's 3 trusted projection models that all have Bam Adebayo sailing past 35 fantasy score today. So of course, I'm going to take the more on Bam Adebayo and hope he gets those points, those rebounds, those assists, those blocks, those steals, and doesn't turn the ball over a lot. That's what we're hoping for out of Bam Bam. Now, this last one is not so much based on a projection. It's more based on historical stats here. It's Jason Tatum at 8.5 3-point attempts, not makes, but attempts. Let's take a look at props.cash. Guys, if you're not using props.cash yet, total game changer. It's also a great way to do player prop research. If you're the type of person who likes to roll up their sleeves, get down into the dirt when it comes to these player props. They've got all the game logs, all the advanced statistics, everything that you could want right here in one single app. Props.cash, check it out. Use code Curry, save yourself 25% off of your first month. I've left a link down in the description below. All right, so what we're looking at here, this chart that I've pulled up, is Jason Tatum against the Miami Heat over the last 2 seasons. So you see all the game logs here for Jason Tatum. Here's what I want to show you. Tatum's line is at 8.5 3-point attempts today. How many times has Jason Tatum over the last 2 seasons gone over 8.5 3-point attempts? Just once and twice. So 2 times. 2 times. And this is out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 games. He's only gone over 8.5 3-point attempts against the Heat twice, okay? Now, things get more interesting here when we take a look at his home games. Of course, they're going to be playing in Boston again tonight, game 2. These are your home games against the Miami Heat over the last 2 seasons. He has stayed under 8.5 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 8 meetings against the Heat when playing in Boston like he will be tonight. So I don't know about you. I'm just basing this off of historical output here. He's averaging 6.9 3-point attempts versus Miami when playing at home. Overall, he's averaging just 6.8 3-point attempts against Miami over the last 2 seasons, whether it's home or away. So I thought this one had some really eye-opening statistical value here. So I'm going to take Jason Tatum for less than 8.5 3-point attempts to complete my 6-pick protected play today on PrizePicks. Again, you could risk up to $20, which is exactly how much I'm going to put on this, to win $500 if you decide to go for a 6-pick like I am. All we got to do now, hit place entry, bang, it's done, it's in the books. Now, whether or not these picks hit or miss, that's out of my control. But what I've done here today is put you in a good position to win, thanks to the odds and the math behind these lines, thanks to solid projections across 3 different sites. Okay, now we sit back, relax, we watch the game unfold. I appreciate you watching. Again, my name's CJ. Hit the subscribe button on your way out. Leave me a like. Let's get over 200 likes once again, and I will catch you in the next video. Good luck tonight. Peace out.